Okay then, welcome back. So let's give power to the stories. The next story. You know, as mother figure, the first lady of our country is a source of nurture and support. On the momentous occasion of her 65th birthday, which coincides with Nigeria's 65th anniversary of independence, First Lady Senator Oluremi Tinubu said the National Library Fund had raised 20 billion naira since it was launched on Thursday, September 18th, 2025. More money is still coming in, she assured. Note that the fund launch was to complete the country's long-delayed National Library. She urged well-wishers on her birthday occasion to send funds instead of gifts or paying for newspaper advertisements. Again, she deserves the support of lovers of the country and the project, Wale, a national library project.
Well, in this era of politics, it's very easy for people to dismiss, you know, what she has done.
Okay.
But for some of us who are very conscious of history, we understand the significance of having a national library. In Britain, you have the British Library. The National Library in any country is supposed to be the repository of rare information.
The heartbeat.
It's not a place where you go and borrow books. It's a place where ancient books about the people's history, about the people's culture, about the people's heritage are kept. I had an interview with Professor Oliko Iransom Kuti before he died. And he went to the British Library in UK. And while signing into that hall, the attendant saw the name Kuti. And I asked, are you related to J.J. Kuti, you know, his grandfather? I said, oh, yes, you know, that's my grandfather. Then he told him, look, the music composed by your father in late 1800, we have a copy in this library.
Wow, interesting.
Yes, we have a copy in this library. The voice of Fela's grandfather. Where could you have been able to get that? You know, it was in Yale University that we saw the first copy of Iwe Iroyin Yoruba, published in 1859, or in December 1859. So the national libraries are treasures, you know. So of course, she has options of saying, okay, look, I want to do a party at the National Stadium. I want to host first ladies of the 30 states of the Federation. I want to take first ladies to Dubai. But, you know, and maybe after 24 hours, people will come and eat and drink, and billions of funds are gone down the drain. But in this case, she has chosen to build national library, not for herself, but for the nation, for you and me, for the heritage, something that can sustain. As
a repository of knowledge.
Of knowledge that can be sustained over generations. So I think it's a very good project, and I think we should support her. Don't forget that the idea of National Library in Nigeria came in 1981, was first conceived. But nothing happened until I think some years later. But even now, nothing has happened. It's supposed to be a 12-story building, you know, but since 1981, that building has not been completed. So I think for her to be focusing on education, you know, is quite unique. And I believe you can support her, you know, if anybody, whatever you have, you know, you are also investing into the future of the country. I'm really glad about what she has done. It's a very great venture.
Ishmael, as a young boy in this Lagos, the library, there was one at Yaba, one at Racecourse, you know, I remember. The culture seems to be fading.
Well,
and even start from colleges of yore. Libraries were rich.
Well, even as it's fading, there are conscious effort to revive, you know, that culture. And that is why in most schools today, you hear about e-library, you know, making it attractive to the Gen Z, you know, generations. I recall when we were preparing for, even as young as I am, preparing for SSC in 1992, we had one in one small library in Otukpo that we do go to. And for years, that library was down until some young talks who benefited from, you know, that library came together, put resources together to revive it. And it will shock you to know that even when they were about reviving it, some persons within government and some government agents, you know, try to frustrate the, you know,
cynics,
you know, the effort. I haven't said that I want to join my senior colleague here to commend our First Lady, the mother of the nation, for being intentional about that. For me, I will describe her as a classical example of women around the corridors of power who use power and influence positively to impact humanity. Don't forget that before she took on the issue of this library, she's also leading, the fight to eradicate tuberculosis, in Nigeria. And through her pet project, as at the last count, she had donated 2 billion, towards prosecuting, that cause. I say kudos to her, and I want to use this medium to call on other well-meaning Nigerians to support this noble effort.
And Wale, because not since Mariam Babangida, if you remember, Better Life and so on.
Better Life for rural women.
Not since Mrs. Babangida, bless her soul, has a First Lady gotten to the consciousness of a country like now.
Yeah.
Even though, as I said a while back, cynics would not see anything good about it.
Yeah, there are people that no matter what you do, it doesn't make any sense to them, even if you are coming out with the best intention.
Yeah.
They are skeptics, they are pessimists, all they look at all the time is the negative aspect of what anyone is doing.
That's their job.
Yes. Like I said that,
even though they don't get paid for it.
This library, when it was awarded, when the federal government wanted to build, it was supposed to be 8.9 billion, but it never came to see the light of the day. And it's located between, I think, the National Mosque and the National Ecumenical Center in Abuja. So the building is already there. And I think our dream and what we are looking at is something like the American Library of
Congress.
The Congress named after Jefferson.
Yeah.
Then in Brazil, we also have the National Library of Brazil, which is the biggest in the whole of Latin America. If you are looking for real information, the trial of Awolowo in the 60s, they were kept somewhere. The Operation Wet and also a lot of documents, viable documents, they are scattered over the country. So the National Library should be the custodian,
it is not wrong to say it here. Yeah. In good old Radio Nigeria, to get the voices of Zik, Awo, Tafawa Balewa, and name them, we had to resort to the British Library.
Sure.
And they gave you...
the various constitutional conferences from 1922. You have to go to British Library before you can get them.
Yes.
So, but when we
something is wrong.
Something's wrong. Something is absolutely wrong. When we wanted to celebrate 150 years of journalism in Nigeria, they had to go to Yale University to get the first copy of the newspaper published. We don't have that here. These are things that are worth billions in terms of cultural assets. So I think that she has come up with a very fantastic idea, which I think all of us, should back this project. And I'm glad that she's not just a first lady that is not adding value. She's not a first lady that is seeing one party today, then going to one Uwambe the second day. But she's talking about women empowerment, about children, about health, and now about education. I remember she gave some money to Ife, just for landscaping. A lot of money at that time. So I think
what about the one she did at Enugu?
Oh yeah, Enugu, and I think also in Brno. If she had not come out with this project, people will do newspaper adverts, people will donate cows, people will buy new cars, and she could, convert those things to her private property. But she's giving out something to all of us. So I say congratulations to her. And interestingly, her birthday, September 21, is dedicated by the UN as International World Peace Day. So it's a very significant day. And she also shares the same birthday with Nkrumah of Ghana. So I'm happy
also with Nigeria. Nigeria is going to be 65.
65
in 5 days' time.
I think we should all support that project because it's something that will be there even when she's no longer the first lady of Nigeria. It's to be there for generations. It's a noble project. I think it's worth it.
The culture should come back.
It should. And she must also be commended for not making it a self-serving venture. We have one currently. They call it a national library. But you and I know that it's not national. It was only national because of the power around it. I think our own case is unique in the sense that a project was started, and she felt very strongly that there's a need to conclude that project for the benefit of Nigerians, not for personal aggrandizement or for a self-serving venture.
Yeah, she reminds me of the American First Lady, the wife to FDR, Franklin Eleanor Roosevelt. Yeah. She was referred to as the power behind the throne. So a first lady cast in the mold of Eleanor will be telling the first gentleman, that's Mr. President, let's do this. That's what a mother does.
Of course, and if you know her very well, I'm sure she's been. That was why I referred to her as a woman in the corridors of power who uses power and influence positively to impact humanity.
So we cannot but wish First Lady Senator Oluremi Tinubu Godspeed in this project. Wish you well.